One would think that being the president of a country makes you the most secure and safe individual on the planet, and probably the most loved one, right? Well, most often the reverse is really the case. As the president of a country, and when it's a really strong or industrious country, that actually makes you a highly targeted and even the most hated man on the planet. I mean, take a look at Vladimir Putin, for instance. You wouldn't declare him as the most loved man in the world. Stay tuned as we uncover the most guarded men in the world, as well as why they are highly guarded and the cost of their security systems. Number 5, we have the President of the United States, Joseph Robinette Biden, who is an American politician and is the 46th and current President of the United States after the reign of Donald Trump. He has an estimated net worth of $8 million. But don't let his net worth fool you. After four successful assassination attempts killing four sitting presidents of the United States, which included Abraham Lincoln in the year 1865, James A. Garfield in 1881, William McKinley in 1901, and John F. Kennedy in 1963, the government of the United States has taken strict measures to consistently improve the quality of their security systems to better protect their most valuable leader. The USSS, which stands for United States Security Service, by law is authorized to protect the president with over 7,000 security agents and an annual budget of $2.23 billion. One would say that the budget for the Secret Service is way above the net worth of the president. But as we all know, in terms of value, we can agree that the President of the United States is by far one of the most valuable men on the planet and controls more power than the mind could possibly conceive. During surveillance, the Secret Service uses a variety of high surveillance tech ranging from cameras, sensors, and drones to monitor potential threats and to gather data. These technologies can be used to monitor public events where the president would be present and also to identify individuals who may have the potential to harm the president, as well as detect any form of suspicious behaviors or movements. The agents and officers are trained on standard shoulder weapons that include the FNP-90 submachine gun, the 9mm Heckler& and Koch MP5 submachine gun, as well as the 12-gauge Remington 870 shotgun. And you may also wonder why the Secret Service agents wear black sunglasses and always looking like agents from the Men in Black series. Well, it's mostly to keep the sun out of their eyes so they can increase their ability to see what the people in the crowd are doing. Next up on number 4, we have the President of China, Xi Jinping. With a net worth of $1.2 billion, he is the most powerful figure in the Chinese political system. The president is highly guarded by an allied security unit known as the Central Guard Bureau. The bureau is responsible for the protection of senior party members, their families, and important foreign political heads in the People's Republic of China. They specialize in selecting and controlling the bodyguards of protectees, and these bodyguards are highly trained by the People's Liberation Army. As the leader of the world's most populated country and second largest economy, President Xi Jinping holds a firm grasp on security as he reshuffles the Central Security Bureau that is in charge of his personal safety. That can only make us wonder, is the president protecting himself from internal threats? Well, that can't be overlooked because with great power comes great responsibilities and enemies too. Number 3, we have the President of North Korea, Kim Jong-un, who is a North Korean politician who has been supreme leader of North Korea since 2011. With a net worth of $5 billion, Kim rules North Korea as a totalitarian state, and his leadership has followed the same cult of personality as his father and grandfather by ensuring strict penalties for those who criticize or do not show proper respect for the former leaders of the country. In 2014, the United Nations Human Rights Council report suggested that Kim could be put on for trial for crimes against humanity. The report clearly stated that the North Korean government systematically violated human rights, including freedom of thought, expression and religion, freedom from discrimination, freedom of movement and residence, and the right to food. It was also reported that he has ordered the removal and execution of several North Korean officials. He is also widely believed to have ordered the assassination of his half-brother Kim Jong-nam in Malaysia in 2017. Aside from all those negative attributes, we won't fail to recognize his positive impact to the Korean economy, of which he has promoted expansion in the consumer economy, construction projects, and tourist attractions in North Korea. Kim expanded the country's nuclear weapons program, which led to heightened tensions with the United States and South Korea, as well as China. The International Business Times reported Kim to have 17 luxury palaces around North Korea, a fleet of 100 mostly European luxury cars, a private jet, and a 100-foot yacht. Dennis Rodman described his trip to a private island owned by Kim Jong-un, saying, "It looks like Hawaii, Ibiza, or Aruba, but he's the only one that lives there." That's to say that the supreme leader of North Korea is literally living the context, living like a king. In 2018, it was reported that Kim received delivery of two armored Mercedes Maybach S600, each valued at $500,000, through an unlawful shipping network in violation of international sanctions. Kim has taken effective measures to ensure he is provided with maximum protection from his security team, with possession of anti-aircraft artillery, multiple launch rocket systems, armored combat vehicles, tanks, helicopters, jeeps, Mercedes limousine buses, and Russian missile trucks, and an unknown inventory of chemical weapons. He is highly guarded by the Supreme Guard Command, also known as Unit 963, which is the personal bodyguard force tasked with the protection of North Korea's ruling Kim family, with an estimate between 95,000 to 120,000 cops. The jogging bodyguards, alongside Kim Jong-un's limousine, are more than a charade in every event to which he makes appearances. Next up on number two, we have the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman. Well, being the crown prince of the richest oil country, Saudi Arabia has a net worth and GDP of $1.069 trillion as of 2023, making it one of the richest countries in the Middle East. That is quite enough to make him worthy of such high security. Aside from his huge net worth of roughly over $25 billion, with his influence as the chairman of the Council of Political and Security Affairs, he has been known to attract a lot of controversies and critics with regards to his political strategies and reforms. Since his appointment as Crown Prince in 2017, Mohammed has spearheaded a series of social and economic reforms. These include regulations restricting the powers of the religious police and improving women's rights, such as the removal of the ban on female drivers in 2018 and weakening the male guardianship system in 2019. Other cultural developments under his reign include the first Saudi Arabia concert by a female singer, the first Saudi sports stadium to admit women, an increased presence of women in the workplace, and opening the country to international tourists. Some reports have alleged that Mohammed uses a group known as the Tiger Squad to carry out extrajudicial killings. A CIA report released in 2021 implicated him of having orchestrated the assassination of Jamal Khashoggi, a Saudi Arabian Washington Post columnist and critic of Saudi government. Mohammed has denied involvement in the killing, so we can say he has made a lot of enemies, and even in the absence of his enemies, being the crown prince of Saudi is more than enough reason to put him in complete harm's way. Number one, we all probably have an idea who it is, no other than the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin. He has held continuous positions as the president of Russia since the year 2000 and can be regarded as the longest-serving Russian or Soviet leader after his predecessor Joseph Stalin. Under Putin's leadership, Russia has undergone democratic backsliding, and a shift towards authoritarianism. His rule has been marked by endemic corruption and widespread human rights violations, including the imprisonment and suppression of political opponents, intimidation and censorship of independent media in Russia, and a lack of free and fair elections. Putin is protected by the Presidential Security Service, who is in charge of protecting the President and Prime Minister of Russia and their respective families and residences. His personal security cost roughly about $185.7 million, with his security of highly trained and armed forces. Although, when it comes to security, we have to admit there is very little information disclosed, but it has been confirmed that the official arm of the Presidential Security Service is the SPS pistol, which is known for its unique ability to penetrate body armor and noted for its exceptional accuracy even in the hands of an average shooter. Once appointed as the president's security, you are automatically entitled to really mouth-watering titles and landed properties worth many millions on Russia's most expensive regions. Former bodyguards for Russian President Vladimir Putin have gained immense power in exchange for their unquestioned loyalty. Many have also accumulated vast wealth. This in turn keeps them grounded in their loyalty and selflessness for the Russian president. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We would also love to hear from you in the comment section.